A very serious film called Arakshan is going to come out on August the 12th. And with me is the cast. Thank you so much for talking to us, sir.
And director.
Pleasure.
Of course, Prakash Jha.
I am castless.
Yeah, अच्छी बात है.
Another serious film with commercial actors.
Wait, it sounds serious, not the word Arakshan, but it is very human. It's very easy. It's social. It's a story of a journey of a man who believes in his principles and who knows nothing but how to teach, and the story of people around him, his daughter and his say kind of prodigy, who he's kind of is like a son to him.
Amitji, he said one man's belief. What do you believe?
He's a very erudite, principled head of an institution, and he believes that there should be equal opportunity given to those who do not have the means to educate themselves, are from a deprived section of society. And even though the private institution is somewhat elitist in nature, as most private institutions are, where if you pay a certain amount of fees you can get in, because of his belief in bringing about some kind of inequality, he actually conducts classes in his own backyard every day, where without any consideration to caste or creed or religion, he educates young children.
Pura kahani bata diya.
When I just started this interview, I spoke about my memories of that 1990 September. What are your memories of that ugly month?
Yeah, well, we saw the photographs and, this ugly incident that took place. Very unfortunate. But, that's the level of excitement and the kind of revolt and the kind of anger that had erupted at that point of time. So it was a very volatile moment.
Deepika?
I was 4 years old. I have no idea.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you must be like around. So, Mr. Bachchan, when was the first time that he came to you with the script, and what was your first reaction to it?
Yeah, almost 7 years ago.
7 years ago?
Yeah. And I found it interesting, and then through several processes we then worked on it, and here we are.
So you had always written this script for Mr. Bachchan?
Well, I had him in as far as this character of principal is concerned. When we had been talking about doing a film together for a very long time, and I just wanted a character which I thought no one else but he can do. I mean, I'm sure that there are other actors who can essay, but like he would fit into it. He would just be the character which everybody will think. So when I came across the story, I rushed to him. I said, here it is. Finally, I have found a character. Finally, I have found the story. And he also sort of sounded very excited about it. And we started working. I was already doing Apharan, and I had Rajniti, on the slate. So it always takes me, with me, it takes me about 7-8 years to develop a subject and finally come to the shooting.
So at what point did Deepika step into the picture?
Only after Rajniti. I think I started talking to Deepika or Saif or Manoj, everybody after, when I actually started the casting process. Mr. Bachchan was in place, which quite kind of like, so the schedule was worked out according to his availability and dates. And then I sort of like, spoke to Deepika.
This was very different from the way you cast Rajniti, because you told me, I remember saying that, you had cast Arjun and, Ranbir way before.
Whenever sort of like, a character becomes very clear to me, I approach the actor who I think will be best suited. It always has happened like that. And so, Deepika, although I spoke to her much later, but she kind of, when I met her while I was shooting, during the shooting of Rajniti, I looked at her and I felt the vibes that I got, that she would be my Purbi. So I never ever spoke to anybody or thought of anybody. She was the first person I spoke to. She liked the character and sort of we were on it.
But Deepika, tell me, Rajniti was already a hit. Katrina had done Rajniti.
Right.
And then he came and told you about this one. I mean, at some point were you like nervous saying that, okay, Katrina, he changed the way people look at Katrina, and will he be able to do that to your character, or the way that people see you in Bollywood?
I don't know. I think they're completely different films. Yes, that is more a political, that was a political film. This is a social political film. And I don't think I think so much when I sign a film, who's done what and who's worked with whom before, what was his previous film. I think what is important is when he comes to me with a film, do I believe in it or not? Do I relate to the character? And for me, that's the most important thing.
NDTV's Cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.